And we are here with our HVSR Dream Team Boys Basketball Coach of the Year, Matt Hoy. Congratulations.
Thanks, Rich. Appreciate having me.
Yeah, and thank you for coming, first of all. Let's talk about this year. 20-0 start before the lone loss, obviously, in the sectionals, semifinals. When you ended last year, what kind of sense, in terms of the players you lost and the guys you had coming back, did you have about coming into this season? I mean, you have players in your team that you certainly had a lot of experience, but then you had a kid like John Gerard, who was a freshman last year, coming into a sophomore. You don't know what you're going to get. So what were your thoughts coming into this season?
I was nervous, when we lost 4 starters, even though we returned a lot of guys that played and we had some big minutes. Definitely nervous. We lost a lot of senior leadership with David Vertis and Brandon Tobin. Guys like that were just tremendous, and David was our heart and soul last year. Brandon Tobin was an unbelievable defender, rebounder, hard worker. So I was nervous. We had a lot of talent coming back, but very nervous in terms of what we were going to be. I didn't know what our identity was going to be, if we were going to play hard enough. So I was nervous, no doubt about it. Brendan Sunday coming back was a huge thing. I never had a kid return who was coming off an all-section performance. He was averaging as a junior 17 points a game. So I was comforted with that.
Which is exactly what he scored this year. And did you feel like coming in, I mean, obviously Brendan is our player of the year. Did you feel coming into the season that's where you were going to build around?
There's no doubt. At 17 points as a junior, we thought he could be even more powerful than he was as a junior. And he was. He put up the exact same numbers. That was just because we had a lot more scoring around him. He could have scored 25, 30 a game. He's tremendous. He's the best big guy I've ever had the pleasure to coach. He was awesome. So we knew coming in we were going to get him the basketball. We knew teams were going to try to double and triple team him, and that was going to leave our other talented guys wide open. So we were going to come in off of him, building him. We had 4 to 5 sets were designed just for him, and so that's a great start to build around and start your team with.
At what point as the season is kind of starting to unfold and go along? At what point during the season did you get the sense of, oh boy, we could be pretty good here? Because Dan started to step up as a scorer. Mike Ryan was a great on-the-ball defender. You had Brendan. Here comes John Gerard, who's scoring and rebounding. At what point did you start to get the sense of, wow, we got something special here?
Yeah, pretty early on in the year, we thought we could be pretty good. I didn't know perfect regular season, but early December, before we even played a game, I turned to Coach Vertis and I said, wow, this could be the best team I've ever had. And he looked at me and says, you think? I said, yeah, if these guys learn to play hard, we're going to be in good shape. So that was one kind of note. We were just in a practice and guys were flying up and down the floor. It was pretty amazing. Then after we beat Marlboro to win the Dwayne Davis tournament, we were 6-0, and we hadn't played a really good game yet. So I said, wow, if we get it, and we had another 8-9 days before we played again, I said, if we get it, we're going to be really special. To go 6-0 and beat some good teams in there, FDR, Marlboro, Spack-and-Kill, Putt Valley, Fox Lane, who was a top 4 seed in AA, Section 1, to be 6-0 through those games and not play really our best basketball. We were playing okay, we were scoring well, but we hadn't defended yet. I thought, man, we could be real special, right. And we started getting it. Guys like John Gerard as a sophomore, to put up what he did, especially early on in the year, during that run was amazing.
Right, he really made his name for himself, fairly early on.
He was huge because he was scoring early on in the year, 17, 18 a game. And then when other guys started stepping up a little bit, with Dan Schweitzer coming on, unbelievable, after the holiday tournament, and Mike Ryan and Kyle Connell hitting big shots, Chris O'Neal, we had more balanced scoring. John didn't need it, and he was such an unselfish player as a sophomore, didn't care. He could have put up 18 a game. He was tremendous.
Did you need to, at all during the course of the season, did you feel like you changed your approach or your philosophy as wins kept piling up? And I guess by that I mean, as the possibility of an undefeated season came closer and closer. Did that change at all? Did it become a conversation piece in the locker room? I mean, we'll talk about the Lord's double OT game in a second, and of course your battle with Roosevelt, also a great game. But did that change anything in terms of the way you coach?
Yeah, as the year kept moving on, we didn't talk about it once until after our Lord's game. But we just kept on going every single day. We're sitting at 10-0, 11-0, and I'm getting on the guys because I didn't think we had a good practice or we didn't play. We had a 2-minute lapse in the game. We just try to keep getting better every single day. So we never rested. We never, we enjoyed it for that moment, and then we kept trying to get better. And I just looked at it, man, this team is special. It's fun. Let's keep it going. Let's not let up. So we didn't talk about that, and we just kept on going to work every day, just trying to get better as a group and continue to be unselfish. That's all we reminded the guys. If we work hard and we kept in practice, it was some of our best competition was in practice. It was awesome. Our guys were great.
Right. And when you get to that point where you finish a regular season undefeated, as you look back on it, I'm sure, as every coach has said, you've got to be good, you've got to be experienced, and you've got to be a little lucky. Talk about the Lord's game, because that was just a phenomenal game. You had some clutch shots. You had a miracle shot. And now that we're really kind of removed from it, reflect a little bit on that double OT win.
As the time goes on, you really get to reflect and enjoy, the 18-0, and that game was amazing. That's when, after that game, we were like, oh, wow, maybe we can be perfect, right. Because like you said, you have to be good, you have to have talent, you got to work hard, and you have to be lucky, and that was our lucky game. There's no doubt about it. We were getting beat right from the get-go. Lourdes came out. We really, the first time we played them, we came out and we started the game up 11-0 on them. They didn't know what hit them. We played tremendous basketball that night at their place. So they kind of came out and they were not scared. They weren't ready. They weren't going to back down to us. So they came out right from the beginning. We struggled putting pressure on the ball. Their guards handled it well. That was the difference in game number one. They came out. James Anuzzi inside was very good. We struggled stopping him. We got in a little bit of foul trouble, and they built a 10, 11-point lead, and they had it the entire way. Right. We told them we weren't scoring well. We didn't shoot the ball well. Told our guys to stay with it, stay with it. We're fine, we're okay. We just got to get a little bit at a time. We didn't put any numbers. Oh, we got to cut it down here. It was tough.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, at any point you say, listen, I want it down to 10 by X, we need it down to 5 by X, but you didn't got to play that game.
Yeah, at halftime we were down, and we just said, let's win the quarter. If we won the quarter by 1 point, that's good enough. Let's just win the quarter. And we did, barely, but we won the quarter. And then we go into the fourth quarter, we said, let's just win this quarter and let's see what happens. And our defense carried us. Mike Ryan was tremendous in that game for us. He was huge. He didn't get the big stats and the numbers, but he was amazing. We're struggling. They were playing a great game, but I thought we were going to get them tired, and we did. And we finally turned some other guards over, and Mike was that leader defensively. Right. He was tremendous. We had made a switch when we put Dan Schweitzer on the ball to guard Dean Roger, and we had Mike on some of the other guards, and he caused so much havoc on the other players that we ended up getting some turnovers and getting out easy baskets. We had, I would say, all year, the amount of transition points we had because of our defense was tremendous. Right. And that was huge, by Mike really kind of leading us there.
And at any point, I guess I'll ask this to wrap it up. At any point during the course of the season, from that moment that you turned to Ernie Vertus, your assistant, and said, boy, I think we could have something special here, to the moment it ended, did you enjoy it? Did you get a chance to enjoy the run and like the players, kind of reveled in it and tweeted out things and whatever, but did you get a chance to enjoy it?
Not as much as I probably should have. There's no doubt about it. You're going through and we'd win a game, and all of a sudden that night I'd get a bite to eat, most days with Coach and Vertus, and then I'd come home and I'd watch game film.
Right.
And
I
got a game next
Friday. Yeah.
2 more days, so I didn't get to enjoy it as much as we could. If we had a break, Coach kept saying to me, enjoy it, relax, enjoy this. This is an amazing ride. So towards the end of the year, I definitely started enjoying it. When we hit that Roosevelt game on a Saturday at Dutchess Community College, I had a little bit of different attitude going in. I said, let's just have fun today, guys. It was our 3rd game in a row, and I think I had more fun coaching that game than I had, in a few weeks. So from that point on, we just started having a little bit more fun and enjoying that little final stretch and see what could happen. So I enjoyed it probably as much as I should have. It was a tremendous ride. When you look back, it's amazing, and it was such a special group. But you're always trying to win. You're trying on to the next game, and that was my job as a coach. I felt I got to prepare these guys, make sure we're ready to go.
Well, you gave everybody a great ride. Matt Hoyt, our HVSR Dream Team Coach of the Year.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Matt.